Hey everyone, gather round for a story that proves love truly knows no boundaries. This is the tale of Grandma Ntxhi and the young man who changed her life forever. Once upon a time, deep in the mountains of Laos, lived a young American woman named Grandma Ntxhi. Her children had grown up and moved far away, one to California, another to Minnesota, leaving her feeling quite lonely. In her quiet moments, she'd often dream, if only I had someone who truly loved me, maybe my life would feel warm again. One day, seeking a change of scenery, she joined a group of her friends on a trip back to the homeland, to Laos. Their journey led them to a quaint village called Ntej. It was there, amidst the rustic charm, that her eyes landed on a young man named Nplhaib. He was much younger than her, but his gentle nature, his hard-working spirit, and the polite, constant smile on his face caught her attention. In that instant, Grandma C's heart felt a flutter it hadn't felt in decades. It was as if she were young again. A hopeful yet doubtful thought crossed her mind. Could he ever like someone as old as me? Unable to shake the feeling, Grandma T tugged on her friend Maeve's shoulder and whispered, "Hey, do you think that young man would ever like someone my age?" Maeve just chuckled and replied, "Well, if you want to know, go ask him. Love doesn't have an age." Those words were all the encouragement she needed. Grandma Nissy straightened her back, adjusted her hat with a newfound confidence, and walked right over to Ntxhi. "Son, do you have a girlfriend?" she asked, her voice steady. Ntxhi looked up a bit shy and mumbled, no, Grandma." A sweet, knowing smile spread across Grandma Ntxi's face as she said, "Well, I also live alone." From that day forward, the scenic tours and tourist spots lost their appeal for Grandma Ntxhi. All she wanted was to stay in the village, to be near Ntxhi. And Ntxhi, true to his character, was exceptionally kind and gentle with her. He cooked her meals, fetched water for her, walked with her down to the river, and gave her personal tours of the local farms. Their bond grew stronger with each passing day. Of course, Grandma T was aware of how things might look. She worried about village gossip, so she cleverly showered Ntxhi's neighbors with gifts and assistance, hoping to earn their goodwill and prevent them from thinking badly of her intentions. But the truth was, her fears were unfounded. Nplhaib wasn't with her for any material gain. He genuinely respected her, admired her, and cared for her deeply. His affection was pure. One quiet evening, as they sat together under the stars, Ntxhi finally turned to her and asked the question that would change everything. "Grandma, would you marry me?" Grandma T's heart felt like it was going to beat right out of her chest. This was it, the moment she'd been dreaming of. With tears of joy welling in her eyes, she smiled and replied, "I've waited many years to hear those words." They had a simple, beautiful wedding right there in the village. It felt like the entire community came out to celebrate with them. There was food, laughter, and so much dancing. Grandma T, dressed in brand new traditional clothes, radiated pure happiness, passing out money to the children as a sign of her joy. It was a day of pure bliss, a celebration of a love that defied convention. After the wedding, it was time for the next chapter. Grandma Ntxhi brought her new husband, Ntxhi, to America. The journey itself was a world of firsts for him. On the plane, while Grandma Ntxhi slept peacefully beside him, Ntxhi couldn't close his eyes. He stared out the window, mesmerized by the sea of lights below, a sight grander than anything he had ever imagined. Arriving in the U.S. was a culture shock, to say the least. He marveled at the huge houses, but complained that it was way too cold compared to the warmth of Laos. Learning to drive was an adventure. He seemed to have a special relationship with the curb, hitting it more times than he could count. And learning English was its own hilarious challenge. His hello always came out sounding more like a cheerful hololo. Through it all, Grandma Ntxhi was his biggest cheerleader. When he started working, she supported him every single day, helping him navigate this strange new world. Their life wasn't a fairy tale in the traditional sense, but it was filled with something even better: real, honest to goodness laughter and unwavering love. Friends and family who saw their photos on Facebook would always comment the same thing. See, love has no age. If two hearts are sincere, anything is possible. Then came Grandma Ntxi's birthday. Ntxhi, with a proud smile, handed her a small, simple envelope. She opened it carefully. Inside wasn't a store-bought card, but a small booklet he had written himself, documenting his new life in America, his struggles and his triumphs, and on the very last page there was a message written in his developing English. Thank you for loving me. I promise I will love you until the last day of my life. Reading those words, Grandma Ntxhi began to cry, but these weren't tears of sadness or loneliness. They were tears of pure, unadulterated happiness, because she had found what she was looking for. She had proven that no matter your age, no matter where you are in life, it's never too late to find new love and a new beginning. What an incredible story, right? It just goes to show you that the heart wants what it wants. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more. See you next time.